Welcome everyone to my channel. My name is Victor, a professional astrologer by day and night. I'm here today to share my astrological views on the inauguration day. However, I would like to point out that this is an astrological insight. I'm not biased. I'm not a supporter of any of the political parties. And I urge everyone to refrain themselves from political debates on my channel. My Pisces rising sign loves love and compassion and no hatred whatsoever. So I'm hoping this disclaimer helps keeping those away who want to argue about politics. This is not the place and time, and at least not on my channel. And sorry for my subscribers, but I have had to put this out there as I can see plenty of channels are, full of hate and so forth. And I just want to prepare people with these videos as much as my expertise allows me to get you ready for the changes, what is coming in 2021 and beyond. And by the way, if you wish to learn with me, then check out my new webinar on part of fortune and part of spirit. And I'm going to put the link in the description box. So without any further ado, let us see how the inauguration day looks like astrologically. What I have done, I've erected a chart for the moment of the inauguration day starts. And that chart not only gives us a sense of what the precise moment will be like, but actually it's going to be giving us information about how the presidency could look like as well in the entire period. And one of the first thing I would like to say that this is going to be hectic. Mars is activating Saturn, the Uranus and Saturn square, and basically by a transfer of light. And if you are unsure about what transfer of light is, then very shortly I would say that there is a faster moving planet, which is rejoining the two slow ones. And of course, it really depends on the orb as well, what you use, but it doesn't really matter this time around. Mars is going to be joining Uranus, and therefore, the aspect between Saturn and Uranus, which hasn't perfected yet, gonna get started. And one of the major topics, well, if you look at what Uranus is, then Uranus is the criminal, the rebel, and it's in the sign of Taurus, which tends to hold on to things, a very stubborn sign, and it is getting challenged by Saturn, who is an authority figure. And one of the major topics emphasized by this is going to be the financial department as well as the trading. Now, Saturn-Jupiter is in the third house in the US Sibley chart. And Jupiter comes from the 8th natally, and Saturn actually rules the second house. So the second and the 8th house is very much about the financial axis. So we will be seeing some financials to be restructured in the upcoming years. It is talking to us about reforming the existing banking system. And somehow probably new alliances will be coming into the picture as well. Maybe US will borrow or lend money to someone, but there is going to be some exchange in energy with foreign countries. Another area which gets affected, and that is going to be the 5th house, which is the house of fun, entertainment, and also some of the leaders belong here as well. The reason why the 5th house is getting activated because Mars rules the 5th. So it could be talking about, of course, self-expression. People are want to be expressing their anger. People want to express their frustration. But also, I'm guessing people want to have fun as well. They want some entertainment in their life. And probably the motto would be something like, we want our freedom back type of energy. Now, what's also interesting in the US Sibley chart is that Saturn and Jupiter conjunction is taking place on the South Node. And South Node always indicates what we need to be walking away from. That indicates the past. And whenever the South Node gets activated in a chart, it suggests that we need to learn from past mistakes so that we don't make that mistake anymore in the future. So, of course, the South Node, very spiritual energy, as well as all about what we need to leave behind. And of course, it is in the second house, which is the existing financial system. So somehow we need to walk away from that and then opening new possibilities and doors towards other possibilities. And as I said, it is going to be affecting the trading as well. So it is indicating to me that somehow new alliances, something to do with the school system is also going to be very important here. Something which is outdated, maybe the education system which is outdated, the money system which is outdated, or some of the contractual matters are outdated, and then we need to think about it in a different way. I also believe that something to do with the taxes are also going to be impacted. Unfortunately, with Jupiter, it could increase, and with Saturn, it could decrease. With the Uranian flare to it, I think it's going to go to the extremes. Now, I've also looked at Trump's chart because obviously we have had plenty of situations going on recently, especially since of January, which to be honest is not a shock because we had Mars on the 29 degree, which was exactly trining his rising sign, 29 degree of Leo, and so forth. But anyway, the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction in Trump's chart is actually happening in the seventh house, which is the house of other people, the opponents, as well as legal matters. And that Saturn-Jupiter, which is opposing himself, basically, the very first house, it could indicate that he is doing some bits and bobs which might not be playing out for him in his favor. And looking at Uranus and Mars, which is transiting his 10th house, and 10th house is the house of government. Of course, these two are quite erratic together, and that could be indicating that he's trying to stir a little bit of a pot in the government, which we know anyway. That's not, that's not a shock, I'm guessing. However, what also I would like to put out there that Saturn rules his sixth house, though, which could show us some type of health problems, which might be coming up for him in the next couple of years. So the entire inauguration day is full of explosive energies. Mars-Uranus conjunction will be exact on that day, and the tension between these two planets have been building up since 6th of January when Mars entered the sign of Taurus. And also we've got a fixed star involved between Mars and Uranus, who is called Hamal. And Hamal is the fixed star of cruelty and crime. Hamal seeks independence and satisfaction through self-indulgence and some type of aggressive action. So Hamal always wants to dominate and control. So if someone does not know about Hamal or hasn't heard of it yet, then it's going to be on 6th degree of Taurus. But the most important part of this chart is actually Moon being on 29 degree. And how interesting that on 6th of January, Mars was also there. And of course, we had some type of issues going on the 6th of January in US. So I'm expecting something to be repeating again. However, 29 degree is something we call in astrology as an anaretic degree, which talks about endings to start with. It is a fated degree, but another reason why this moon is very special because it is void of course. Void of course moon is when the moon is not making any more aspect before it's changing sign. And the void of course moon is indicating that nothing is happening. Things are moving forward very, very slowly. And I would call it kind of like a disconnected moon, really. Now, the very last time we had void of course moon um, around the inauguration days was in regards to JFK and Nixon, um, which could be Italian. And if I'm not mistaken, they never finished their cycle. And this could be the case with Biden as well. So this is going to be one of the first prediction I'm going to be making. I looked at Kamala's chart as well. And the reason why I looked at it, because obviously we're talking about a VP here. And this moon, that 29-degree Aries moon, was actually conjunct in Kamala's natal moon, which clearly shows to us that this is marking the beginning of a new emotional state for her. But another reason why this moon was important for us is because moon is conjunct in Biden's moon, which is on 0 degree of Taurus. Obviously, 29 degree of Aries, 0 degree of Taurus, very prominent. So if we look at the inauguration chart a little bit closer, we will be able to see that we have got a Taurus rising sign on 14 degree. And the ruler of it is in the 9th house, which is the house of international matters, the house of knowledge, right? That's one of the highest highest house of the chart, something to do with foreign countries. And actually it has got a nice aspect, a sextile to Neptune in the 11th house, which is the house of friends, advisors, and helpers. Now, Venus rules over love and diplomacy, and she's in the sign of Capricorn, which is all about tests. At the same time, you can see that we've got Mars-Uranus conjunction, which happens around the rising sign, actually. And the rising sign here represents the people. And Moon being on 29 degree indicates that whatever maybe people are planning, it might not come to fruition. Uranus is like, Uranus and Mars like violence together. People who are fighting for their freedom, some type of protest. In my previous weekly video, I mentioned attacks and so forth. And to be honest, because there are so much violence going on in the chart, one of the first things which came to my mind was there might be trying to somehow stop the inauguration day, so maybe a bomb threat. But unfortunately, and I don't really want to be saying that because I don't want to be ripped apart, but I'm going to say it. I think there is going to be a murder attempt going on as well. Especially because Moon is in the 12th house, which indicates that things are going on behind the scene and some type of psychological matters as well. And also we're talking about endings here. Another thing which I've seen actually that Kamala's progressed moon is on 29 degree of Aries as well at the same time. So I found it very, very interesting. So if I wanted to summarize for you about this day, I think you should be expecting plenty of challenges, unfortunately. I think there is going to be volatile stuff going on. As I see, I can see some attempt to make the inauguration day not to happen, basically. And there is going to be some disruption towards it. So maybe a bomb threat or even some type of terror attack, but at least protests. And the mood is very, very feisty on this day. Uranus and Mars usually together is all about explosion and breakdown and some type of breakthroughs. So some type of riot or breaking in type of energy I'm expecting in the world. And as I said, unfortunately, I might be able to imagine a murder attempt as well. My dear friends, all I can recommend you doing is to stay safe. The next, as I mentioned in my previous videos, at the beginning of the month as well, this month is not a great month. This is full of energies. This is full of explosive stuff. And the only way how we can kind of, maintain the energies around us is to turn inwards a little bit and then to take care of each other and taking care of our own business. So I hope you enjoy this video. And if you do so, please press like, press the notification button so you can get more information from me. I'm going to be posting a video about 12th house and transits this week. And also on Monday, I'm going to be posting the new weekly forecast with valuable dates of what you should be doing on certain days and what you should not. So please stay tuned and see you very shortly. Bye-bye.